Okay, let me stretch. I'm so glad this is being cut out of the video and you definitely didn't edit it in. Hello, everybody, and welcome into Clear as Mud. My name is D.max, secret boss of the internet, and I am here with my fabulous co-hosts. We have, oh my god, that just kind of spooked me for a minute. I have so many like screens open that I was confused. Peapod Reverter, how you doing?
I'm doing quite well, thank you, sir, for asking.
That's good. And then also we've got Gigi. Hey, Gigi.
Hello.
Hey, and we got Jessica Pizzle. Hello, Jessica Pizzle.
Hola.
Pizzle be popping. And we got Maggot Edits, who was the last to come into the call. And that's okay. You know, that's understandable and acceptable and reasonable that she would do that because, you know, she's Maggot Edits, so she can kind of do what she wants. I bet you right now she's trying very, very hard to try to remove me from the call, but I don't think that her perms will give it that. So, okay.
Hi.
Well, somebody's going to have to edit that out. All right. So, Clear as Mud. Hello. Today we're going to be talking about this guy. His @ is Narrowway Homestead. He is a TikToker. Riv, if you wouldn't mind showing off his yeah. So this is his TikTok. I believe he started on TikTok and then eventually kind of migrated over to YouTube when they started doing shorts and stuff. So we'll be watching all of this stuff on YouTube, but he is a big TikToker, or at least as far as I know. He's got 3.6 million followers on TikTok, which means I think he's about 100,000 subscriber on YouTube. That's a joke. The TikTok numbers are always kind of inflated and weird. Yeah, you can go to his YouTube channel. And yeah, on his main YouTube channel, or on his YouTube channel, he's got 1.25 million subscribers. This guy makes probably 3 to 4 shorts a day on a good day, you know, when he's feeling well and everything's going all right. But he has recently found himself in a little bit of drama, and it's not online drama, it's drama with his neighbors. So homesteading guy lives out in the middle of nowhere. And I mean, that's what he does. He builds his house. He has some animals that he keeps, and he's off the grid. So he's got ducks and like all sorts of animals and stuff like that. We can actually watch the first video and give you good ideas to what a typical short of his will look like.
What is the guy?
What is the guy?
I knew, and this
yeah.
It's guy. Know him.
Yeah, you've probably seen shorts of him before. Yeah. That's his dog Minion. Minion's a good boy. Lord Minion, he calls him.
One place is doing things. The first place we stopped is next to a busy road, so I had to make sure Minion was on his best behavior. Before we get into our adventures, I'm going to pay the Minion tag. Turns out he doesn't really like Pregles, though. Then we went to an antique store and stuck Minion in a pot. At first he didn't want to go in there because he thought it was bath time, but when there was no water, then he didn't mind it too much. Once it was time to leave, I pranked Minion and told him he was going to have to ride his own four-wheeler back.
Go places, do things.
The moment I said that, he looked over at what he actually wanted to be on. We had to ride a paved road back to the off-roading. We found a cool cabin and dog. And then the skies opened up. Minion was not pleased that I haven't installed his rain cover yet, so we had to find someplace close by to seek shelter until the rain passed. No matter what we do, Minion's always doing it 100%. Ended up finding an old church with a covered area that we could hang out at. And 20 minutes later, we made it back home and watched Hank the Tank on the live stream while we went to sleep.
Oh, so Hank the Tank is like, they have this little mower guy. This guy's genius, by the way. This guy's name is Nate. This is not doxing him. This is like the name of his YouTube channel. Nate Petroski. He, like I said, he's a homesteader, but he also did this thing where I guess he made another account on his TikTok that was just a live stream that would just be his mowers. Like he's got these like Roomba mowers that just go all over his yard and just, you know, go on all sorts of adventures and shit. So he strapped a cell phone to it and had it like live streaming the entire time. And it became like a huge big thing. And so that's something I guess he does on the side, but I guess he also sells like beard care products, and he makes these funny videos just with Lord Minion and the rest of his animals on his little patch of land there. And it's very cute. Yeah.
Let's
go to the next one, please. Yeah. There's another one that's kind of a setup, but it's sort of important.
Got into a fight with something and is now missing. It's the middle of the day, not really a time I expect to have issues, and I was actually right here, and the yowling from my cat Dagger was right there. So I grabbed a nearby long barrel device and ran over here. As I was running to the edge of the woods, I looked over there, and Saber came up out of the woods from that direction. At this point, Dagger's still yowling, and I'm quite sure that it's him. As soon as I get here to the edge of the field, I look down over there. I don't see Dagger, but I see a deer running off over there. The yowling completely stopped, and Dagger took off running right across here and up over there. I was expecting a predatory animal, not a deer, but deer attacks do happen on smaller critters. I was so surprised to see it was a deer, I didn't do anything to try to take it out. It was running away anyway. The most annoying part is Dagger ran away and hid, and I really wanted to check him out, make sure he doesn't have horrible internal injuries or something, although he ran fine. I don't know what he was doing. Hopefully he learns to respect deer more, and hopefully he doesn't have any issues.
Mm. Aw.
This guy is quite the oddity.
What makes you say that?
Well, okay, so let's examine a few things. First of all, you said he's a homesteader. And so typically homesteaders are cut from a little bit different bolt of cloth than the rest of the
Weirdos,
world.
they're freaks. Is that what you're saying?
No,
Keebah?
no. Usually Usually they are people who tend to be keepers of the land, right? They gain their sustenance from the land. They grow what they eat. They have farm or like gardens. They hunt for meat, things of that nature. Off there, this guy's kind of unique
because I didn't know what the frick a homesteader was until just now. So
a lot of times they'll even be off the grid. They'll have like solar and or wind energy sources, going into a bank of batteries, things like that. They, like I said, they try to be totally and completely self-sustaining and have no, owning, anything to like, power electric companies. They have wells.
Yeah.
They draw the well water.
This guy has
like
a solar panel and shit like that.
Okay.
Like he's got all that type of stuff. He's really into it.
Yeah.
This guy's for real. Like there's some people who homestead aren't for real. This guy is like for real on God, for real.
He's the real deal.
Real deal.
Now,
real deal homesteader.
Here's why I say he's a little bit unique. There's nothing wrong with this, whatever. But he has some things that because I've watched other homesteaders and stuff, and they do things what they call the old traditional way. They back in the olden days before we had a lot of modern convenience
cool stuff.
Yeah. Like I noticed he's got earbuds, right? So it means he's listening to or has the ability to listen to something via music or things like that. And then I also noticed he has a lip ring.
Yeah.
He could have gotten a lip ring by himself.
Well, no, I'm just saying that's something that's just kind of a little bit unique. For most
it's funny, Riv, because now that I think about it, you're not even alone in that thought process, because I definitely have seen other shorts of him where he's kind of reacting to people reacting to him. He's like, I get all sorts of looks sometimes when I go in to buy feed. They think I don't know what I'm talking about or what I'm doing, but I've been here for 30 years and all that.
But as far as the rest of his appearance, like the beard, the hair, things like that, that is typically what I would call like a homesteader type, No, not a hillbilly. They just have that kind of almost like a mountain man, I guess, kind of type.
Yeah, like a rustic sort of stoicism look.
Yeah. Listen, I have a lot of respect for these type of these people. Because like I say, they're keeping the old ways kind of alive of how we used to do things as
connected to Mother Earth.
Yeah, Mother Earth. Yeah, 100%. Okay. So what's this next?
Gigi, are you playing a game?
What?
Are you playing something? Like, what is that?
Stop it.
I was here to do something.
I was confused. I was like, is she playing Fortnite right now?
I think she is. She
didn't even let me get this show up and running. You just okay. I get it. It's it's not YouTube drama per se, but okay. So this next one, we're not getting into the drama yet. I just wanted to introduce you to this dog,
Yeah.
AZ or Aslan, I think is what the actual dog's name is. So whatever. There's the dog. The dog is a dog. The dog is a guard dog, so it's the only guard dog he has. It's only guard animal he really has. So we don't need to watch that one. We can move on to the next one.
Okay.
This is where we get into the meat and potatoes of this.
I
So
can't
here we
eat.
go. Yeah, Saber.
My cat
Saber.
Saber is missing. He's also known as Bucket Cat because of the time he got injured and had to be in Epsom salt for a while. I last saw him on Sunday out on the back deck with Dagger. Often when he's not here, he's off visiting the neighbors, but they haven't seen him either, and he's been gone for about 5 days or so. It's not uncommon for cats to hunker down and disappear for a few days when it snows or has bad weather. That was always how Dagger acted. Saber never cared about snow and was always out in it no matter what. I've checked all my buildings. My neighbors have all been on the lookout for him. Every time Az barks at something, I'm always hopeful it's Saber and go out and try to see what it is, but I never find him. I'm hopeful somebody just picked him up and are keeping him inside for a couple days, just thinking he can't handle the weather or some nonsense. But deep down, I feel it's more likely that something happened to him and he just didn't return. The tracking collar he usually wears broke off of him because it's a breakaway collar. Unfortunately, he's got no ID, no tags, and I can keep going out and looking for him to make myself feel better. But in reality, if he's out there, he'll be found the moment he wants to be found.
Okay, so his cat went missing.
Oh.
So that's sad. And this is an ongoing
sure.
thing. You know, the guy does update. Like I said, he makes like 3 to 4 videos, sometimes 5 videos a day. So, you know, he and the people in his comments and the people that watch his videos, they kind of keep track of his animals and like what's going on. And, you know, they ask comments, you know, questions, whatever. And so they want updates pretty regularly. So I think the next couple are like some updates over the like coming weeks. So
Okay.
I want to do an update on Saber, but there really is no update to do other than to say I've checked with the local shelters. I've continued looking for him everywhere I can, including ringing what I call the town bell, which can be heard for miles with the leaves off the trees and the snow like this. I'd like to think some nice old lady found him wandering around and said, "Oh, I'll take you in and feed you for a couple days and hold you until the weather gets better." The reality is there's not that many nice old ladies wandering these woods. There's other stuff. A lot of cats will hunker down in bad weather like this and come out when it thaws out, which is today. But Saber's not like that. If it's windy and snowy out, he's out frolicking in the snow. That's just how he is. It's his personality. I don't think he's coming back, and that's been the feeling I've had since before I posted the first video that he was missing. I train all my animals to work within a certain ecosystem I have set up here and do their roles. The core of all my animal training is relationship building. The side effect is you get as attached to these animals as you could any pet. That really sucks when they go missing.
So I got eaten by a coyote. Why do I care?
No.
I care.
Saber, I care a lot.
All right,
I'm so
That's-
glad I
that's-
didn't watch this guy because I get so parasocial with the animals on TikTok. Like I'm telling you, like when oh my god, like there's a cat called Merv. And it's Merv, I have your smelly bird, and he's just a funny, angry little thing. And then there's Nimbus, who's the fluffy white cat. Like I get so parasocial with these animals, and if I had known this guy ahead of time,
what if it was a coyote though, Jessica?
I would be parasocial with the
Okay,
coyote.
then well there you go. Some coyote out there has a fucking great meal right now.
No, they're not allowed to eat each other. They're not.
Well,
yeah, all animals are vegan,
remember,
right?
I'll just say,
while ago, everyone was parasocial with that one dog. Remember, it was like Bones.
Butters,
no, Bones.
no, don't even stop it. How dare you?
No, not Butters. It was Bones. Remember, it was like a
Bones.
pug
Oh
and
my
he
god,
bowled.
yeah. And if we're gonna have a Bones Day or a no Bones Day, what the heck about Bones? We're Bones.
all I'll say is, as a person that has lived the majority of their life in the country, one of the things that is with pets that you have to be extremely
Come
careful
on,
of
people. You know
is-
this fucking
is
thing got eaten
coyotes.
by a coyote.
is
Come on
coyote.
now.
Yeah, coyote
Come on
probably
now.
could have probably got the cat. They run in packs. I've seen coyotes take down like cats. They'll take down a full grown deer. They're vicious. They're vicious.
Yeah, they kill cats here.
Coyotes
too.
though, they don't hunt in packs though, do they? Or it's like not very large packs.
Yeah,
it's like
they
maybe
do.
2 or 3.
Yes, they do.
Oh, do they? Oh, okay, I wasn't sure.
You can have where they'll have like half a dozen coyotes. Yeah, I mean
Oh, I didn't know that. I wasn't sure if they were like wolves because I know wolves will do that. But I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
there's
'cause you're
been
a
times
fake
like
Southerner, D.Max. You're from Florida. That
I
doesn't
live
count
in
as the
Florida.
South.
Listen, I have to deal
Well-
with coyotes as much as anybody
I'm not even
else,
from the
right?
South, so
yeah,
No,
I
that's
there's
for sure.
times
You're from
you know, you could be out of an evening and you'll hear the coyotes. They'll be yipping, you know, and they'll they'll kind of group up and they'll go out and
coyotes
like-
almost got my dog, actually.
yeah, they'll kill dogs. I mean, they
Oh,
hunt
yeah.
them, and so yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
So we have another update. It says editing mistakes and Saber still missing.
Yeah,
so this is what this
you can
No.
start to play this. It's
Like a lot of people, I don't
it's just him
spend hours
clarifying. I
editing
just figured, for the record,
each video I put out because I put out like 3 to 4 a day.
his audio's
sometimes
weird.
more.
Yeah.
I've been getting a little bit sloppy lately, and right below your comment is probably part of the reason why. Nothing's the same around here without Saber. If you guys can see it in the videos, it's definitely that way in person. Digger, my other cat, has been moping around here for days, hiding either underneath the building or in the outdoor kitchen. He comes in twice a day for food, and he's way more playful with me, and you can just tell he doesn't have his sibling to interact with. I may have spent a couple days being mopey and lazy with my videos. I'm sure I could just
Yeah,
not do them and take
it's
a
really
break from
sad.
making videos, but I'm a very consistent person, and sometimes I'll wake up and be like, I don't have anything to post today. So then I do some kind of project that needed done anyway, and then I post it, and I feel great about the whole thing. So thanks, guys, for providing motivation to keep me just doing stuff sometimes. And I'll do my best to
All right, you get it. So, because we got
Yeah.
clips to get through, so I don't want to.
Okay.
All right, so you get that. That was the update. So this one now is where things start to get supaishi. So
Jim
here we
was hanging
go.
out with the ducks and Az when he suddenly got up and left. Az loves hanging around his people and animals, so this was unusual behavior, and Jen went off to investigate. Turns out Az knew something was up. Az has many different barks, and as I've spent more time with him, I've come to learn that that bark is an emergency bark, or there's actually something there bark.
So he has a partner or a significant other.
Yeah,
or
it's like his
something?
girlfriend. Yeah, it's like a
Girlfriend? Okay.
girlfriend. That's part of the videos too. Is sometimes he'll do IRL stuff where he'll go out with her. I think she lives pretty far
Okay.
away, and so sometimes he visits her, and sometimes she
Okay.
visits him. Yeah,
All right, so she doesn't live there with him. Then they're not.
sometimes. I think sometimes she does, but I don't.
Okay.
I think right now she probably is. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Neither
Yeah.
Jen nor I knew it at the time, but 2 dogs were coming through the woods. These aren't wild animals, these are somebody's uncontrolled dogs. Unfortunately, the camera pointing the other direction didn't motion activate.
Okay, so he has like a camera system on his home that captures.
Oh yeah,
some
yeah. No, he's
stuff
got
or
cameras
whatever.
everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Az is having a standoff with 2 other dogs headed right for my ducks.
Oh no.
Good boy, Az. There's 2 other dogs on your property. You chased them off, but they went up.
All right. So that's the
Yeah,
first one of
we've had
those.
Over the years, when I was a kid growing up, and we lived on I had a 12-acre farm, we would have we had a neighbor that had was a dog that they didn't keep. Wasn't very well behaved. I'll put it that way. And it kept trying to come in, and we raised rabbits for
No,
food.
yeah.
And it kept trying to come in and get our rabbits and our chickens and things like that. And my dad went and had a conversation with him, said, hey, listen, your dog keeps trying to get into our livestock. You please, whatever. And the guy was like, oh, it's not our dog. It's not our dog. I'm like, dude, he's like, my dad's like,
Bruh.
well, listen, you're the only one that has a Doberman pinscher up on, in this area. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's yours.
Yeah, and it
And the guy
literally
was just-
has Luna the bunny, like the whole bunny in its
Yeah,
mouth. Like, what do
yeah.
you mean?
Right.
Like, I see
And,
it.
that actually, of course, the thing about it is we had rabbits in cages. It actually had, killed one of the rabbits
Aw.
and destroyed the cage and everything. And so we just had to take matters in our own hand and, deal with the situation because the neighbor refused to. So, but yeah, it's just, that's, you can't have wild dogs around, getting into your livestock.
Peepaw's a murderer.
No, so like that's
No.
like so there was a period between us moving from California to Hawaii where we were stuck in like Mississippi for like 6 months, whatever, and we were like renting out this house, and it had a huge. I would say when I was a kid, I considered it a huge backyard, but actually it was just the woods behind the
Sure.
house, and there was no fence. And so our dog Smokey would be out there, and he had like this massive ass chain, whatever, that he would be hooked to so he didn't get away. But there was
Yeah.
constantly these little shit punt dogs, you know, that would come in and harass him all the time. And eventually my dad, because my dad would constantly go to the neighbor and be like, keep your little punt dogs off my yard and away from my dog, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the lady never listened. So eventually my dad took the dogs and took them to the Humane Society and was like, go find your dog somewhere else. I don't know what happened to your dogs. I have no fucking idea. Have fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, but to me, I was like, we can keep them. But because there was like
Just steal
3
the
of
neighbor's
them,
dogs.
and they would come from the neighbors. Like if you cut through the woods, there was like the little gravel walkway and then another lady's house. And it was from her house that these dogs kept on coming in. But yeah, I mean, like some people like handle your dogs, bro. Like, come on now. Like don't let your dogs just run wild. Like Pickles, when in Virginia, Pickles used to be let out every night and he would go on runs. But he was good. Like he would just go on a run and he would just run the neighborhood and then he would come back and nobody ever had any complaints. There was a neighbor that he kept on going to every once in a while because she fed him once. So he would always go to her house and she would always call me and be like, hey, Pickles is over here again. I'm like, oh, all right, well, go ahead and send him on back. And so she would let him back outside and he would come back home. But like there's
she'd
like
snap her fingers and be like, pickled again.
Pickles again. Yeah. But like Pickles, like Pickles was like he was an Australian Shepherd. He was a blue healer. Blue, like he was the white one with the black spots. But he was trained to do that. Like it wasn't a matter of we just let him run wild. He was like those dogs are the easiest to train and the best to train, and they are so fucking smart. But he would go out
boys.
like
Sorry, you're
before.
saying blue healers are the easiest to train, because that's what I was told was a golden retriever turned out to be mostly blue healer. And I love him, but he's not what I would call smart.
Well, mine is Pickles was pure, so I guess maybe I don't know.
Is that what it is? So you only pure bloods?
I guess so. Cause I don't know. I've only like I mean, even if you look them up,
you got a mudblood dog, Gigi.
Like easiest
typical
trained
elitist pizzle.
But if you look it up, like easiest trained, longest lived, then blue healer. 100%. And he lived till he was 19 years old. So, but then again, all my cats, all my animals pretty much live past 15. So fun stuff. But yeah, no, he was trained to like kind of like his as his dog, you know, they were trained to stick within the area and not go beyond the area no matter what. Like Pickles can be walked off a leash and another dog can be like barking and trying to get his attention. And Pickles is like, no, I was told that I'm not allowed to do that and I'm not going to do it, kind of thing. And it just drives me nuts that this guy has had neighbors that would not handle their dogs and just let their dogs run wild like that.
Yeah. Well, it's
Long story
irresponsible,
short,
especially. Well, yeah. I mean, it's irresponsible, especially in a place like this with the homestead, because it's like, I get it. You want to let your dogs like run around and you don't care. But it's like when you do that, they could wind up on somebody else's property. And what if they got ducks? What if they got things that they're trying to protect? It's like, and also too, this gets wild. We need to keep playing this because the response is from the owner.
Oh, of the other 2 dogs, of the wild dogs?
Mayhaps, maybe.
Okay.
After those dogs came on the property and Az chased them off from harming my ducks or anything, I knew exactly what dogs they were based on Jen's description, and I went over there. From what I understand, they're usually kenneled all the time, but their kennel got destroyed. After having a decent conversation, I went to leave. One of the dogs bit me in the leg. You have all your dogs? I have a livestock guardian dog who's fending them off, but it cannot possibly be fixed.
Did he nip you?
Yep, sure did.
Seriously?
Yep.
Did you see that happen?
Mm.
Okay.
I am. It was just a nip. I had the ability to eliminate the dog at any time, and I'm sure a bunch of you are wondering why I didn't. It's because dispatching somebody's dog when you're on their property is a serious escalation.
Yeah. So
now he's been
Yep.
bitten.
mhm.
I agree, it's a serious escalation, but if a dog bites you,
It
I
gets
don't know,
better.
man.
It gets
No,
better.
see, if a dog ever bit me, that's just clear sign that they belong to me now.
To be fair, they said
and I get to
nip,
bring them home.
and there's a difference between a bite and a nip. Just
Even
saying.
if they nip me, even if they take a chunk out of my skin, that means he wants a new mommy and daddy, and I am there to take the case.
Well, you know, the nuance that Maggot's saying, like I kind of am at where Maggot's at with that thought process, because like you look at the thing, it's like it's a bruise. It's not like he didn't get bit. He definitely got bit enough to get bruised, but it was a nip. It's not like it, like, you know, straight up tried to like kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that.
I get
So
I get that.
I think he was in the right. I don't think he needed to, you know.
I don't necessarily think he needs to put the dog down, but if the dog is starting to nip at people, right? If it's being that aggressive, yeah, you're going to have to do something with that dog. You're either going to have to chain it up, put it in some sort of a cage or pen, something like that, or
which these dogs are supposed to be in, by the way.
or regrettably even possibly have to have it put down. You can't have you can't have dogs going around just nipping or biting people. You just can't. I mean, you're opening yourself up to some serious legal issues there. So all right, so let's see what happens next.
It's extremely likely that the dogs that trespassed here had something to do with Saber's disappearance. If you asked me what my opinion was, I would say 100% that's what happened. But there's no proof or evidence of anything happening in any way. I've had Az here for just over 2 months. I've increased his border from about 2 acres to an 8-acre area, and I'm probably going to leave it at that. In order to protect the animals here, he must remain here. However, I own 100 acres, and restricting cats to, say, an 8-acre protected area is straight up impossible. Unless, of course, I lock them inside and don't ever let them be happy or live life. Maybe not every cat enjoys the outside, but these cats enjoy the outside. They have a job of eliminating mice from the property that can cause damage. Coyotes, bobcats, and all kinds of other wild animals around here are pretty predictable and pretty much have a routine and respect predator boundary lines. Az has established a predator boundary line. Aggressive dogs that are kenneled all the time do not have any predictable behavior other than going anywhere and causing destruction. When they escape for days at a time and I'm not notified, I can't do much.
So that's what happened, apparently, was that the other dogs, the neighbor's dogs, escaped for like a couple days and just never, they never said anything about it. He was never notified, so he didn't know. And then the dogs were out there. And I guess, I guess I would ask you guys, do you think it's still likely to be a coyote, or do you think that it could possibly be those other 2 dogs? Because
I think it was the 2 dogs. I honestly do. That just doesn't, because like, especially since if Saber was out often, you know what I mean? And nothing, and no coyote attacks, but then these dogs get out and they're gone, missing for a few days. It just makes more sense that it was the dogs that did it.
Well, it's like he said too. It's like the predator boundary lines. Like he's got his dog Az out there, and it's a big ass dog. Like I don't think the videos do it. Like I wish you could see that dog next to like a normal sized dog, because that thing is fucking huge, and it's a puppy. It's like it's not even fully grown.
My best friends have from Samoa they're like, I think that's a bull mastiff or something, but I don't know what it's called, but they're freaking ginormous.
Yeah. So I mean, like all I'm saying is that go ahead.
Yeah, it could be. It could still be a coyote or a bobcat or whatever. But I would say probably odds percentage-wise, drastically lean towards the roaming pack of dogs. Yeah. So.
Especially since I can just imagine, like, Saber is so used to dogs and stuff. Maybe he just wasn't even thinking of it, and then the dogs come over and then it's too late, and then they got him. That's it. You know, GG.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's see what this next one here is.
The dog owner's reaction to me getting bit was to end it. I told her I didn't want to do that, and that wasn't the point, just to keep her dogs there.
Oh. Yeah, did you get that? Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah. The
So
owner
he
was
just-
like to put the dog down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if he's on your if my dogs are on your property and you don't like that, you can kill them. Like what? This is where I kind of entered into the story. I saw this and I'm like, whoa, what? I'm like, huh?
Well, okay, so I kind of understand this mindset a little bit.
I don't. If you
Yeah.
can't, if you don't
No, I
care
do.
that
I
much
do.
about
I
your
do.
dogs, don't have them.
Okay, so here's the deal. They probably are indifferent about the dog. It's not that they don't like the dog or that they dislike the dog. They're just indifferent. It looked like they probably had a pack of dogs.
If you're indifferent about your dogs, then don't own them. Those are probably the kind of humans that just keep their dogs in a kennel, never let them in, and don't let them on the bed at night or on the couches. Those are the kind of people I like.
And this is what happens.
Hey, Jessica, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you.
I'm arguing with the audience right now.
I understand. I'm just saying I understand this mindset. I don't necessarily agree with it because I agree with you. If you take the responsibility of being a pet owner, then you have to take care of that pet. You have to train it. You have to feed it, water it, nurture it. You know, you have to do things to ensure that the pet is not a nuisance to your neighbors, you know, and B, you know, is not out here running amok and causing, you know, destroying property. So, yeah,
Or killing animals.
I don't disagree.
Jeez.
Yeah. So,
unfortunately, that tells me how
all right, but let's keep
the
playing.
dog owner cares for the dogs, and even if I have to do that, it's not going to change anything. She can always get more dogs, right? She has taken to social media, though, to show how friendly her dogs are.
My happy guy.
Of course your dogs are friendly with you, that's not the issue. And then in the comments, she indicated she'd be willing to take out my dogs. My dogs stay on my property, they don't cross another 80-acre property to get to someone else's 100 acres. The dogs have—
So that's a bit of an escalation. You know?
Sure.
For her to go, because I get it, she's probably getting like blasted maybe on, or she feels like she's probably getting blasted on social
for
media.
For good reason, and I'll take her out. I want to take her
okay.
In Fortnite.
But here's my question. I have a question.
Yeah.
How did she make herself known that she was the neighbor? Well, like, did she come into like some? Yeah, I get that. But he didn't show her on camera.
That's not doxing her name. Yeah. Like, how did—
see what I'm saying?
Her name go out.
Yeah. How did all of a sudden did it get to this point to where now he's showing her comments, TikTok otherwise? I mean, it's public, so I mean, he's not.
Yeah. No,
outing her per se.
It's because she's the one who started posting TikToks and stuff like on her own account, and she like I was.
But did she tag?
You can't just assume that that's
how did you know what I'm saying? How did they become aware of each other? Because you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, for example, okay. So there's lots of people that create content on social media. I have neighbors, I'm sure, that make TikToks, whatever, that I don't see because I don't know that they're out there and I don't go looking for them. My point is either she had to come
TikTok
in.
Does. No. TikTok will show you people close to you, though.
No, not if you don't have your thing on.
No,
most people don't turn that shit off.
I turn it off. I have it turned off. I have everything turned off.
I think so.
No,
so the way I understand this happened.
Did he find out about her TikTok?
How did she find out about his? Is I think what he's asking.
I would assume they exchanged names.
Oh, sorry,
I would assume they exchanged names when he went over to talk about the dogs. So
I'm sure he knew who her name was. That's not my point. Or my question. My question was, did she come underneath his comments and start posting? Is that and that's how this, because you understand what I'm saying? I mean, when you have people that are each making
what's being shown on the screen right now is a comment. So if you restart the video, we can see where
So that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say though, is that like the video, because those videos that he showed of the neighbor and the dog, I'm pretty sure she posted those on her own social, like on her own TikTok, just to be like, guys, no, they're so lovely. Like, look at my dogs. You know, there's no problem. I don't know why this guy is. So she outed herself, I believe.
Yeah. I get. But is okay. But is this comment here? Is it like under one of her videos? Is it under one of his videos? I mean, because it's a direct escalation. You know, it's a direct escalation. I don't argue that.
It's under his video. Look, okay. Well, no. So it's Kelsey, whatever, and she's replying to this Lucia Nokella, whatever thing. So it looks like it's her on her own video commenting to somebody else about it, and that person, I almost can guarantee, tagged him
live right now
in the comment, in their original comment.
Yeah.
And so she's replying to the Lucia person, and then he's most likely tagged, and so he's replying to her comment.
But you know what I'm saying? Okay, so my point is you know how things can get escalated because of community members. You know what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Like he's like, okay, so like he's doing his video and he's telling his stories, and everybody that watches and follows him and is team Narrowway Homestead, right? And now the cat is disappeared, presumed to have been taken out by this pack of dogs. That's what he said. He believes that these dogs have taken out his cat. Everybody's upset about the cat being killed. He goes over, right? Confronts her. One of her dogs nips him, right? So then she takes to social media. She starts posting videos. Now, somewhere, somehow, either
her TikTok is deleted, by the way, so we'll never know.
Okay, so my point is either A, she came in, or she stitched one of his things or something. That's where the cross,
probably,
you know what I'm saying, came in.
Yeah.
And so, and then it just kind of
known though, because he has kind of a big following. No, am I confused?
That's what I'm saying, is that like I think like that's the difference between like maybe your situation, Riv, and his, is that like you're not on TikTok and like this all happened on. It would be kind of like okay, like imagine I'm trying to think of like somebody, I don't know. Imagine Lyrics all of a sudden out of nowhere just started making videos on you, Riv. Like somebody would tell you.
Well, no. So this is what I think happened. He has a bigger following than Kelsey, okay?
Sure.
So people were seeing his videos, right? And they're worried about the cat. Kelsey, people see her videos and they're like, whoa, wait. That looks like the same girl that was in his videos in Narrowway Homestead.
But
whatever.
But he never showed her face.
No, but he showed her dogs. He showed the dog. He showed enough. You all know that's enough. It's more than enough for TikTok to find you. And then TikTok was like, Homestead way. She's making videos about you.
No, but I'm just saying, it doesn't even have to be that complicated. Yeah. She could have just literally been underneath his videos, just like in the replies, and
or
then like right then and there,
or
so
whatever.
For instance,
exactly. And for instance, would have had to be out there.
Yeah.
Well, she would have to be pointed out.
Her name's right there in her TikTok.
You know what? I think we're doing what we always do. I think we're getting in the weeds.
Yeah.
I think we're taking at this point, we're taking them
out. Call it a day.
Okay. How about this? Just to end this, full disclosure, I did not really look into this person because I just didn't have the time, and I really tried and I couldn't find it. But I just found the ad.
Tonight.
Her account is deleted, so
her account is deleted. That's what I was going to say. So there you go.
All right. Well, let's finish watching this and let's see what happens, because now she's openly threatening his animals.
It gets better.
Multiple times over the last year. Your dogs have personally chased Minion and I on the ATV as we drove on the road. The dog that bit me has also treed the neighbor's cats a couple times, squared up with her in the middle of the yard and barked at her. Instead of calling the authorities immediately, I tried to reason with you by knocking on the door, and you say I act a threat, so I'll have to release that footage too. And then you talked about having something pointed at people just because they pull up.
So Yeah. So she said that he apparently was like threatening her. That's the beginning
Lord,
of the
of
show.
course she does. Even because she's
Yeah.
a shit human being who gets animals that she doesn't want to take care of. I don't like this woman at all.
There will be a realization, Pizzle, and it'll be beautiful to witness. So
This video is for the owner of the dog that bit me. If that's
keep
not
that
you,
energy.
scroll on. You didn't, did you? Anyway, in part 1, I went over the history of your dogs with some other neighbors as well as some cats. Your recent videos responding to me about how friendly your dog is doesn't really mean anything. Of course your dog is friendly to you. It's it being not friendly to my animals and me that's the problem. I'm not interested in winning any wars or any big ego-related things, or in ending your dog as you suggested. I'd rather get back to filming Homestead stuff, but it's kind of hard when there's a dog that comes over here trying to take it out. I need your dog to stay on your property and not cross other people's properties and then hundreds of yards into my property. You think your dog's friendly because it's nice to you, however, it is verified not to be nice to other animals and other people. I've got a nice wound on my leg to demonstrate it. Saying your dog is friendly is different than taking responsibility and then action afterwards to make sure this doesn't ever happen again. How about we de-escalate, keep my homestead animals safe, and I don't have to pursue other legal options available to me.
So now I
Is
did
it a
find it
wound
interesting.
or a bruise? Is it a wound or
Yeah,
a bruise?
exactly.
Because you
A
said
nip
earlier it
is
was a
a nip
fucking
to-
bruise.
It's a nip. It's a little nip. Yeah, it's just a nip. Now it's a wound.
Well,
Yeah, I
he's
caught
getting
on
into
that
the
too,
legality thing. I mean, that's the thing. Is like I
Well-
think that he was willing to be amicable until she decided to start escalating this
Sure.
by
So
now
going
it's
on
a
social
wound?
media and acting like she was the victim.
Well, okay, so a nip. There was definitely a wound there. It looked like there was possibly some blood drawn to the skin. You know what I'm saying? The skin was broken. Definitely some bruising. It looked like, but
I'll look up
but
the
it wasn't-
definition of wound.
Honestly,
but it doesn't.
when it comes
doesn't-
to
that
animal
doesn't mean-
bites, a dog can nip at a kid, and and CPS would tell them to get rid of the dog. So I mean,
or in some states or cities,
I feel like a
the
nip
dog
is a
will
type
be
of
put
wound.
down.
Mm.
Sure.
Yeah, I
If you
think that's
break,
what it
I
is
would
in
say this:
Florida.
if you break
Right.
the skin, right? If blood is drawn, right?
yeah,
Then I would consider that a wound, right?
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
think it all, and it did look like there was blood on the surface there. So I don't.
So
But again,
yeah,
that
this
could
is
just been broken caps underneath the skin. So
yeah, I think it is. I think it was just a bruise, honestly. I mean, I looked it up, and Brave Browser is telling me wound, noun, an injury to an organism, especially one which the skin or another external surface torn, pierced, cut, or otherwise broken. So if you want to get into the specifics, maybe legality wise, I don't think that's maybe a wound, but it
No, but I think
for all
it
intents and
just shows
purposes.
that he's kind of a drama queen. Is the point?
Possibly,
Was that
but more importantly, though, if your dog bit somebody, nipped, whatever term you want to put on it, you don't start escalating it and talk about how you're going to in turn put the other person's dog down and talk about how you had guns pointed at him. That's what?
Well,
Did
no.
this
She
guy
said that
report
he had
literally?
guns
Did he
pointed
report
at her.
literally any of this to the authorities or like?
No, Max. He said that she was talking about when he pulled up to talk to her to try to de-escalate the situation.
Okay, maybe I'm mistaken.
She had things pointed at him. Is what he said. So, yeah,
Okay, well, that is
it's just
much worse.
yeah.
But
I mean,
then
I'm
say,
saying
why are we?
What cops would he go to, though? I wonder.
you have county.
Regular
You have a
cops.
county.
Come on now.
I mean,
Regular
you
Any
have
cops.
county, or if the county that he lives in would go to the county, and the county would because
Or animal control. Every county has animal control.
yeah, I mean, but if he was bitten, right? If he was bitten, he can show where he was bitten, and he has the video shows where he was bitten,
Mhm.
and the video,
he did
she
go
talked
to-
about he was bitten. Okay,
I
so
mean,
let's see
honestly,
what-
if he had called animal control, almost guaranteed those dogs would have been put down.
Yeah.
If they
But that's
bite,
the
then
Probably.
I don't really care.
yeah,
I don't really care if
yeah.
they bite. I don't care.
Do you
Yeah,
have
I'm-
any
I'm-
animals, Maggot? I really.
I
hope
don't,
not.
but I was bit by a
Good,
dog when I was
good.
younger, so I don't
was
give a
bit
fuck
by
if
a
they
dog.
bite. I don't care.
Listen.
It doesn't change anything.
I'm with Maggot. If a dog is biting people, I'm sorry, that dog has to be restrained and or put down. It's
Not
just
in
that
all
simple.
cases. Not in all
Okay.
cases.
Every
but-
case.
Like
Every
if a
case.
You take all of them. You take all the dogs that bite, Jessica. You take them all, okay?
will because
Okay,
some of the
listen.
dogs bite to protect themselves.
Listen,
Hmm.
if you have somebody that comes up on your property, right?
Mhm.
Now, if they start acting aggressively towards you
Yeah,
or
no, in
aggressive
this
towards your
case,
children,
yes.
fine, defensive. In this situation here, no. No, I'm sorry. That
Yeah.
dog
Yeah.
needs to be dealt with.
There's a little bit
Yeah.
of
Um,
I
nuance
think
with
that
me
dog
'cause-
needs a better owner.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Because it's not
100%.
the dog that's bad, it's the
Okay.
owner.
So
It's
let me just
always
say
the
this.
owner.
Let me just say this. Okay. It is my experience that once a dog, right, starts biting people or killing livestock, there is no breaking the dog of doing that. It starts to become its nature, and there is
Yep.
no breaking it of doing that. So there is
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
and I don't like saying put the dog down.
No, but it's
That's not-
true. It's
Yeah.
true though.
and I'm a
Well-
dog person, and so, but I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. When it gets to that point, you've missed your window of opportunity to train the dog on how to act and behave.
No,
And
you
it's
can
obvious
teach a
this
dog
person-
new tricks.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
if you're
but you said
if
you're
you
a
can-
dog person. Is that kind of like
Yeah.
how Vosh is a horse person? Because I just
Damn
wanna
it,
go-
I was gonna make that joke.
Jesus Christ.
I was thinking about it. I just didn't say it out loud.
One episode. Could we do
One-
one episode without degeneration in it?
I
No,
tried. I
no,
tried,
because
but
you
everybody hates it, so-
invited me, D.max, and Maggot. So this is all your
the fuck? Why am I
own
included
creation.
in that?
Don't include me in
You
your
know
bullshit, I don't
why.
care.
Oh, God.
I appreciate being left out
Okay.
of that.
That's because
All
you're
right, so
innocent,
let's-
Gigi. You're always innocent.
We chastised this man for getting a little bit more dramatic by changing it from nip to wound, but I have to say that sometimes being over dramatic is exactly how you deal with shitty neighbors, because like I've had so many
Sometimes
men
that's
just
how
like
you
start
can.
yelling at me about shit, and the only thing you can do is be louder than them so that they leave you alone.
Wouldn't it be
sometimes-
over dramatic to pull out your Glock and just put one in between the eyes of a poor animal that might be able to solve it like in an amicable way? Like, is that more dramatic than him saying that
that's
Nip is now a wound?
But he didn't. But he
That's
didn't
based-
do that. He didn't do that.
He didn't do
No,
that.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
is that
he's saying
he
Yeah.
he just says
got a-
wound.
Well, the
He
story's
shifted
not
from
over
a-
yet, guys. There's still time.
It's not.
Yeah,
That
let's
is true.
let's
I don't
let's
think
finish
it's-
what let's
I don't
finish
think he does
watching
that.
here. So
This whole dog and
Uh-huh.
dog bite situation could escalate way beyond what it already is. A bunch of you have sent messages or DM'd me just how far this could actually go. But I fully understand how this area is and that people take care of their own problems. This is the part of the country where the Hatfields and McCoys came from. I weighed my options carefully.
ooh,
Oh,
so he's
what?
he's like
Oh.
in the Appalachians, right? He's in Kentucky.
I watched
Yeah, that's what
that
I'm saying. He's a
movie.
hillbilly.
I watched that series.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this adds a little bit of a twist on it because it's what they call hill justice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
right?
I should have explained that.
Yeah.
That was my bad. I
Yeah,
forgot that
there's a little
part.
bit of there's
Uh-huh. This is the country
Yeah.
where they take care of themselves and they take care of their own.
Exactly. That's why the cop
I-
thing is like, it's like,
I have a
yeah,
question.
but
Yeah.
Okay, so then just go out and shoot the dog
Is he a-
yourself. Problem
is he a
solved.
moonshiner? I'll be honest
Bet.
with you.
I don't think
That-
so.
If when
I
the
don't think so.
when the dogs came onto his property and was
Hmm.
being openly aggressive towards his dog and trying to get to his
Peepaw,
livestock,
you just think he's a moonshiner because of the beard. Shut the fuck up, okay? Shut up.
It could be that.
no, he's from Kentucky.
Okay, it's
You know
the
how many
beard.
people?
It's the
I'm gonna
beard.
tell you something. A lot of, I'm gonna say that more people who live in the country, right, in
Mhm.
Kentucky, are moonshiners that are not.
Okay, well, it's illegal, so let's not fucking accuse him of a crime.
I mean, it's
It's
only
not
illegal. if
how
you-
is it
and
illegal?
Everything,
Moonshining
everything
is not illegal?
moonshine
In
is
some
illegal.
places
Okay.
it's not. No.
It's not-
All right.
Yeah, in
if-
some
if
places it's
you
not.
okay, the only way that it's illegal is if you're manufacturing
get
it
caught.
to sell.
But
if you're
or if you
manufacturing
get
it for
caught.
sale.
it's only illegal if you get caught. Exactly.
If
That's
you're-
my
but
motto.
I could be wrong on this, but I believe that you are allowed to have a
Allegedly.
certain amount
Mhm.
for personal like use consumption.
Yes.
As long as
Yeah.
you're not selling it, that's
Yeah.
where the problem is because you're not paying taxes on it. sales tax on it. That's what they get you for, is sales tax.
Actually, tax fraud is actually kind of based, so I don't really care.
exactly.
I wish I knew how to. That's my next criminal adventure is
And
to learn how to do that.
Can we just appreciate the hat he's wearing? Is that hat?
No, I want to. I've been
face
appreciating his
No, it's ugly as
beard
fuck.
the entire time.
No, it's
that
not.
hat is dope. That hat
Okay.
is Texas
Smash
gold.
that same
Let me tell you something.
that same hat, but it's got Hello Kitty on it. It's pink and it's got flowers. What do you think?
It would still be mid.
No, you're
I'm gonna
you're
tell you,
lying.
you upgraded
You're
it.
lying.
You upgraded it.
You're wearing it.
This guy's whole like persona, his whole
This guy could be Hello Kitty, and I would still say no. Okay, fuck off.
the only
that's
thing
'cause
that
of
is a
your
little
crime.
bit the only thing's a little bit for me is the lip ring, but everything else is I think he's
Why
I
is
think
that
he's
the
cool.
problem? What do you
Because
mean?
people
Why
is
is that
a
a problem?
traditional man. Now
It's
people's
not a-
like, don't you destroy God's creation with them holes in
No,
them
no, no, that's not it at all.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
just saying it's not typical for you know. But there again, this guy's a younger
It's
guy
not-
too.
It's not typical
Right?
at all to
So-
shove fucking metal through your skin, okay, people? But people do it, all right? Calm
It is
down.
really funny though,
don't
because
say.
I didn't even no, it's funny, Riv, because like you pointed that out like immediately with him, and I honestly like until today I
Yeah.
didn't really even notice that he had one because I'm just so
Yeah.
used to it in Florida. Like I see people like this
Well,
guy all the time in
yeah.
Florida.
But see,
So-
I think it probably has to do with my generation,
Old.
right? That's not something you don't see.
Old.
You know,
Yep.
I'm old. I'm old. Yes, I'm old.
You know what's
All right, so let's-
Something I don't know.
is
What?
I was gonna agree with you that there is something that I find unnerving about him, and you're right that it is the lip ring. And D.Max saying I see people like this in Florida all the time really does highlight. Okay, this is why I'm getting sus vibes from this
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
first
that's
of all,
why
I-
that's why
okay.
Jessica lumped
I
him
just
into
wanna-
the D-Gen bracket because he sees
Okay.
people like this all the time.
First of all, it's not. I don't find this guy unnerving, right? I just found it a little bit strange that he had a lip ring, and him being a homesteader. And now that I know that he lives in Appalachia, up in Kentucky, it's even a little bit more. But I
That's
factor
where the
in.
skinwalkers are.
I factor in that he's probably in his mid 30s.
So it's a
So it
skinwalker.
can't-
Mhm.
Jessica
yeah.
just solved the case.
And it's
a
fine. Okay.
skinwalker.
And for the record, I don't care. I have my ears pierced. I wore earrings
Prove
for
it.
years.
Oh, watch
Prove it.
out!
Is it
You
just
mean
one
prove it?
ear? And which side is it
Yeah.
on?
But what difference does that
Oh,
make?
yes, but
Bizzle?
Is it
No,
just one
don't
ear?
ask Riv.
Is it just one ear?
The
God
gay
damn it,
side.
you-
One
look.
side's the gay side. Everyone
Yeah,
knows.
thank you,
There's a
TG.
there's a gay side.
There's a
People,
gay
you don't
side, yeah.
know
No,
that?
no, it's
Back
not
in the
gay side. It's
day-
just having one pierced in general. Is it
No.
just one or both?
No,
No,
it's
there's a gay
one side
side.
is the gay side. Yeah.
Yeah, one
Okay.
side's the gay
So-
side and one
so
side
here's the
is like
thing.
the single
It
side.
doesn't matter.
whatever.
It doesn't.
tell us.
Whatever side. I'll
Just
tell
tell
you
us
what
then.
side it is.
Don't
but
tell
it
it.
don't
Don't
matter.
say it.
It don't matter. You guys will still say, "Well, you're gay. You're gay."
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly, because that's the trick. That's what everybody does.
Exactly.
He's like, "Oh, you have one earring? Oh, well,
Yeah.
which side is it on? Oh, that's the gay side. It doesn't matter which side you say. It's always the
Exactly.
gay
Doesn't matter
side.
which
That's
one
how they
it
got
is.
me." Yeah.
Exactly. So whatever.
Whatever.
I mean, you
I
are
got
gay,
the side
fair
that I
enough.
wanted it on. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
You are gay.
And what
fair
difference
enough.
does that make? Wow.
It's the right ear, by the
Wow.
way, people. It's the right ear. I'm just gonna let the audience know the gay side is the right side.
Well, then I guess it's good
That's
I had
right.
the left
The
side
gay
pierced.
side
How about
is
that?
the
So
right
you're
You're
saying
proving
as
it.
he says as he changes it to the left side.
No, I haven't wore an earring probably.
Wait, where's that picture of him
since-
dressed up as a woman? I bet we'll know. He must have had it an earring in at that point.
No, I had quit. I quit wearing them by then. I actually I wore it.
No.
I wore it a little bit after the wife and I kind of started dating, but
All
Did
right,
she make
well,
you
I'm
take it
gonna
off?
I'm gonna dig into your past. I'm gonna dox you
no,
to
she
find
didn't.
out.
She didn't make me quit wearing it.
Scott made me quit
I just-
wearing my Monroe.
I just kind
He
of,
said
I
it was
just kind
trashy.
Imagine letting a man tell you to
I
stop
just-
wearing a piercing. Holy fuck.
Of course I would,
I
because
just kind
like
of grew out of it, I guess.
yeah.
I mean, for the
Yeah.
lack of a better. But you got, I
That's
mean,
fair.
that was back then, like the late
Awful
80s, early
convenient.
90s.
Yeah.
The late 80s, early 90s. I think pretty much every guy had their ear pierced. You know, so I mean, it was just a
Oh
fad
yeah, I guess
that was
that's
going
fair.
through. So,
Yeah, that's fair. That's reasonable. All right.
all right, so
Let's
let's
keep
finish
going.
watching
This
this
whole
guy.
dog and dog bite situation could escalate way beyond what it already is. A bunch of you have sent messages or DM'd me just how far this could actually go, but I fully understand how this area is and that people take care of their own problems. This is the part of the country where the Hatfields and McCoys came from. I weighed my options carefully, and these dogs already have a history of causing problems around here. I'm missing animals, some other people are missing animals, and those dogs were seen right there. Could have just called law enforcement and animal control, but instead I opted to go over there and have a conversation. As I'm getting in the truck, her dog bites me. I tell her, she says,
Okay,
"Take
good to
it
know he
out."
has it at
Before I
least.
called animal control, knowing that
Yeah.
would fully escalate the situation, I weighed my options. The first option is to physically confine all people and animals to this small 2-acre plot that Az can control. That option's kind of like a land grab where I allow her and her dogs to control 95 of my acres I pay taxes on. The other option I took was to draw a line in the sand and risk her ex-boyfriends and family coming here and removing us from the face of the earth. I'd rather live life my way or not at all.
So
See, that's the
now,
other thing too, is this guy's trying to homestead. It's like that's kind of the point, is to get off the grid and away from people and stuff. So it's kind of shitty that he's got to like deal, you know.
so now her family is threatening to come and 86
And
the
ex-boyfriends, people.
situation.
And ex-boyfriends,
Yeah.
didn't you listen?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. So, golly,
In every
listen
action
to
I've
her.
taken, I've tried to leave a simple way out of it for her. I don't need her to convince me her dogs are friendly. I don't need an apology. I don't need her to even acknowledge that there's a possibility that her dogs may have taken out my cat Saber. I don't need her to put down her dogs. I don't need her to commit to giving her dogs a better life. Anything that's already happened, we can just put to the side. She just has to tell me that she understands how serious I take this. She's going to take steps to make sure that her dogs do not come on my property. And because stuff sometimes just happens, if your dogs do happen to escape, the moment you find out about it, alert me. Then we're done. I stop talking about it and I move on. If you want to go into town and badmouth me left and right to every single person you want to, go for it. Not my problem. As long as your dogs are over there and not over here, I don't care what you do.
Wouldn't it
He
be
seems like
crazy
he's-
after
he's
all
been-
this, he would have found the cat? Like, in a couple weeks, the cat just, like, shows up and nothing was really wrong the whole time.
That would
That'd
be
be
funny.
crazy.
What'll happen?
Yeah.
You know, here's the thing, though. Honestly, this guy's handling it a lot more level-headed than.
I probably would have
And
shot the dogs by now.
And that's why I
Right.
don't trust him.
What do you
Peepaw.
mean, D.Max?
He's
What the
too
fuck do you
cool.
mean you would have shot the dog by now?
Well, at this point, yeah,
You
I would have
bet- yeah.
probably.
Okay, yeah, sure you would have.
I'm just
I'm
saying,
with
because like, no, I
D-Max.
agree. I would have done everything that he did. Like I would have gone
Yeah.
over there. I would have tried to, talk to them and see what's going on. The moment that they bit me, though, I'd be like, okay, next time these fuckers come on my property, especially
Yeah.
after the owner literally told me to do it, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it
And guess
sucks. I
what?
don't want the dogs to die, but like I love my animals more than I love those dogs. You know?
And then the dog carcasses would have just disappeared.
Oops.
Going over there in person is real white people behavior, because I would never.
What?
I'm
Whoa,
calling
What the
cops.
fuck are you talking about? You wouldn't
What
talk
do
to
you
your
mean?
neighbor?
Whoa!
No.
What do you
I do not talk
mean?
to my neighbors. I don't.
No,
Bruh.
real. I'm white and I don't
I don't
talk
talk
to
to
what the fuck
nobody.
you mean? I don't
I
talk
don't
to my neighbors either. What the fuck?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm
you have a
not.
Oh,
problem.
Why does this got to
So,
be
like,
a quote? Why does the color of the skin got to come
Yeah,
into this?
yeah. I'm literally white. I don't talk to my neighbors.
The caucasity.
I feel like
Jeez.
okay. Well, I actually
barely
mean
leave
white
my
people, like,
house, what the
on
fuck?
television. I think like when I associate the neighbors that come over and like bring you cookies, it's always white people. And so this is what I'm associating. So maybe
Wow.
not
So
real
This
white.
is
you're
like
just jealous?
this
You're
is
just
the
jealous?
bigotry of low expectations at work here. This is what
You're
I'm hearing.
you're
Yeah.
jealous because
You know?
nobody's brought you
Could be,
cookies. That's
could
what
be.
it is, right?
I mean, no,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah,
take
okay.
them. I would never eat anything that a
Okay.
stranger gave me.
Okay.
But
alright.
no, if I
I
have
had
an issue with
cookies
my
for
neighbors,
Christmas.
I'm calling my landlord. I'm calling the cops. I'm not.
I mean, if
going
it's like
over
a
there.
sweet old lady, you're gonna.
Yeah,
I
take
don't
my
it.
care who
neighbors-
it is.
My neighbor from across the
D.Max would
road.
take 'em.
Yeah, I did. I literally did. Like this Christmas, they like on Christmas Day, which was very nice of them. because I think they thought that I was alone and didn't have family. So I was away. I was out of the house, and nice old lady from across the street came over and gave me a box of cookies. And I was like, "Oh, thank you. I won't be home till later tonight, but you can just put them right there on the doorway." And she's like, "Oh, thank you," or Merry Christmas, whatever. I had them, and they were pretty mid, but it was nice of her to do that.
He's fine. He's still breathing.
Yeah,
kind of.
I
See,
trust
okay.
no one.
This is this I think is a little bit. There's this thing called Southern hospitality,
Wow.
and you just kind of do
Yeah.
things for people,
you got to know you're in it,
and it's
you know?
not a quote
if you don't know,
white
you don't know.
thing. Jesus, wept.
Okay, people. Now
Just
you're
call
being
me,
a bit ridiculous.
just call me a cracker and get over with already.
All right, cracker, shut up.
I don't use that kind of language. Thank you very much.
I think that's a slur
All
on
right, let's
Twitch.
Is it?
let's
I
hear
think you're
some more
right.
about the
God,
as
I need to be able
as
to
the
say
dog bites. This is just more of the soap opera as the dog
situation
bites.
with the loose dogs and the dog bite and all that stuff has completely changed. I had a truck pull up to the homestead, and it was the boyfriend of the individual who owns these dogs. He said he wanted to resolve the situation, which is exactly what I was hoping, that we could resolve this and just stop all of it. I explained how valuable my animals are to me and my lifestyle and what I'm doing, and that I'm unwilling to have random dogs coming here and destroying it. He said those dogs are going to be kept over there, and I'm not going to have an issue with them anymore. Then we talked about the foundation on his house, different work-related things, and I'm not sure what all. We talked about a bunch of stuff. Basically, the situation's completely over. We exchanged phone numbers and said if the other person needs to contact the other for any reason, that's what it's for. I've gotten so many comments saying I should have put an end to the dog and just taken all these drastic actions, and a bunch of other people said stop posting it to social media and go deal with it. This way, I use social media to communicate exactly where I stand. No dogs were unalive. This was exactly the outcome I was looking for.
Well, that's great.
So look at that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just funny that like the boyfriend had to come over and do it for the girlfriend who actually owns the dogs. A
Yeah.
little bit weird.
Well,
right?
Is it?
women, right?
I mean, okay, I want to disagree
Lord.
with you, but it
Oh,
has
boy.
been the case that sometimes
Hmm.
my man has to go over and be like the level-headed one.
Talk to the neighbors for you.
I've said I just
Okay.
said I refuse to talk to my neighbors, but that doesn't mean partners.
Is he white?
No, actually. But they're
Okay.
just other
There you
people
go.
are more willing to talk to neighbors. I never want to give people a reason to think it's okay to talk to me in real life. You stay over there and I
Well,
stay over here and we're good.
That's too bad. I like being friendly, even if it's annoying
Yeah.
sometimes when people come up and ask me for things. Yeah, whatever.
I think it's.
It is what it
I
is.
think in the long run, being cordial with your neighbors
Yeah.
is advantageous.
You get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar.
Yeah.
You know?
And not only that, but like for example, if something happens, your neighbors can kind of keep an eye on your property, and if something happens, oh yeah, da 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 da. I mean, it can be beneficial.
Looking out for each other,
I
neighbors.
feel like most
you
of
know?
my neighbors have
There's
been
boundaries,
so
though.
let's see what.
So this is more so just like it's just kind of, I don't know. It's like we still don't know where Saber is, kind of a thing.
Okay,
yeah, you can play
Saber's
it.
in
It's
kitty heaven.
cat.
Saber's in kitty heaven. Let's just the cat's in kitty
Yeah.
heaven. Let's just let it go.
yeah.
And then the video doesn't get published. This is unreleased footage of my cat
So that's Saber
He
there.
went missing weeks ago and has not returned. Nobody knows what happened to him, but he and Minion were good friends. When Saber would come inside, he and Minion would just hang out, sometimes prancing around together, acting like they're up to no good, other times just rubbing on each other, saying, "Hi, how you been? Where have you been? What have you been up to?" Often when Minion would go to one side of the room, Saber would follow right behind. One of Minion's favorite things to do was try to get Saber to play with him. Saber never really did understand why dogs play the way they do, but he tolerated it really well. Most cats get extremely upset by getting pawed in the face, but Saber just let it roll off of him like water off a duck's back. He was just soaking up all the love and attention. He was extremely adventurous, and the likelihood of him returning home seems less and less. It doesn't stop us from hoping, though. Anytime there's a noise out the back door, one of the other animals looks out the door. I wonder if possibly Saber has returned and he's right out there.
I just wanted to make everybody sad with that.
Thanks, dude.
Because that's
no.
yeah, it sucks.
So
All right,
what's
so let's play
this
this
here?
discovered all the nails in my driveway was go discuss it with the neighbors. I wasn't the only one to have nails in the driveway, but I was.
So yeah, okay. So a little bit of a background. Okay, so there is a video that I cannot find. I believe it was actually a post, like maybe just an image post or something. But basically, he told his subscriber, or he told his audience that somebody was leaving nails in his driveway. Now, he'll explain this, I think, but the nails are not just in his driveway; they're in like everybody's driveway around that area. But the thing is that it is specifically in his driveway where the nails are actually on the like beaten path where the tire tracks are. So like the person deliberately put them. Yeah. And he said, as far as he knew from everybody else that he went to go talk to about this, none of them had this severe of a problem.
This. They were spilled along the most obvious tire track for about a 50-foot length.
That's pretty heavy too. I mean, it's not.
I
it's
missed
not
like half of whatever happened. So, FYI.
You missed the what?
So somebody was dumping.
I missed like half of whatever.
Someone's dumping nails in his drive.
Okay.
The driveway is about a half mile long, so it's really pretty far away from anything I care about. It's pretty obvious to me who the responsible party is. One of the ways I can know for certain it wasn't my neighbor that I had the dog issues with is because only one person drove over these nails. And that would be the neighbor with the dogs I was having issues with. He came over here to make sure everything was resolved and apparently drove over the entire stretch of nails. Ended up giving him a call and telling him he needed to check his tires. There's all kinds of stuff here. Not only is it just old junk nails, but there's brand new stuff mixed in. Yes, aluminum nails too. If it happens again, I'll have to respond differently, but for now my response is narrowwayhomestead.com, where all my products are. Gonna use the profits from that to fund security cameras for the neighbors, as well as cover my other neighbor's tire bill should he end up actually getting a flat.
So I mean, that's shitty. You know, he's convinced that it's not his neighbor, to be honest. I mean, and fair enough. I mean, I guess the evidence is like, you know, the neighbor also drove over the nails kind of a thing, but like that could just be, I mean, honestly, my deep dark conspiracy theory is that the boyfriend went to go talk to him and distract him, and then the girlfriend went over and just threw a bunch of fucking nails in his driveway.
Yeah.
You know
what?
that's my conspiracy theory.
I agree with you, actually.
I'll just say this. I don't understand this, right? But there's like I said, there's like 2 or 3 different little homesteader YouTube channel stuff that I've watched over the years. And I don't know why, but people start taking exception to these people homesteading. And I don't know why. They, for the most part, the people, from what is shown, the projection, or whatever you want to call it, the thing that's put forth, is the people pretty much stay to themselves, right? They live off the grid. Maybe
that's a problem, people. People can't, they can't mind their own business, so they're mad. They're mad about it.
You know what I think some of it is the fact that they're surviving and thriving, right? So, and they're not being subjected to the same things like, us having to pay for electricity or having to, a lot of the stuff that we have to deal with.
Yeah,
right?
there's like
and
one homesteading lady that I watch who has
jealousy.
she's got like fucking 5 kids, and she makes like full 5-course meals every day. It's insane.
You know,
I think it's jealousy.
You say this, and earlier when I was like, I don't like talking to my neighbors. I prefer to say this to myself. I'd rather people leave me alone. You guys were like, well, I think it's better to be nice to your neighbors. And then now,
what do you mean? I literally said I never.
Not you. You weren't here for this. You missed their chastising.
No, I was. I was here for that conversation. Actually,
whoa. Yeah. What I said was these homesteaders, for the most part, right? They're not causing problems with their neighbors, right? I'm saying they pretty much keep to themselves. They're not out here tearing up their neighbor's property. They're not running amok. They're not, they're not doing anything to warrant the blowback that they get. It's like, it's because they are homesteading and because they are living in, quote, like more, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, ancient
humble
ways
means,
or whatever.
I guess. Yeah.
Humble meat, whatever. And because they live on very meager, rustic, they don't, whatever. It's like people are jealous of it and they look at it and they're like, because they're different. I think that's the biggest thing. And jealousy.
I think people just think it's
They
weird.
they just take a
Yeah,
disliking
people
to
are
them and
kind
stuff,
of
right?
like
And they
this
just,
though. Like if you are a person who just stays to themselves and doesn't like to get involved, like people do take exception to that because people assume, oh, it's because they're too good to hang out, and sometimes it's just like I'm not social, or I don't feel like being social.
Like I just don't like people. I just don't like people. Why do I want to hang out with people? I don't like you. Go away. What the fuck?
Wow.
But I don't know if any of you guys have ever had to deal.
You don't count, Pizzle. Okay, you don't count.
Okay,
It's not real life. It's not real life.
Okay. Is
I don't know if any of you guys have ever had to deal with people putting like nails and screws and things like that in your driveway or not. But me and my family has. And it's a nuisance. It's a pain in the ass. Right?
It's expensive. Yeah.
It's expensive. Yes. I mean,
and it's intrusive and it sucks because it's like then your tires pop and then it's like, how do you get to work? How do you get to anywhere?
I mean, you're it's just you constantly having to check the driveway. And here's the thing, trying to get all those nails and screws and stuff up so that it doesn't, it's just it's a really crappy thing to do. It's just a really crappy thing to do to people.
Somebody in the comments was like, you can use an electric magnet to like clean it up, and I was like, man, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you can use there is the big magnets that you can use, but sometimes
detector.
Well, I mean,
some of them could, but if it's like galvanized, I don't know if the galvanized though would.
Yeah, I don't think that. I was gonna say, I was like, I don't think that there's some nails that it just won't. It won't click on, and then some are like coated and stuff, and it won't. But a big magnet, but then that's just money that you don't really need to be spending.
So do we need to watch any more of these videos, Max, or are we?
I mean, if you want to call it there, we can call it there. I mean, honestly, it's really funny that you guys are talking about magnets because that video right there that you had pulled up just before, that was him just going over it with a magnet and showing that there were some screws that he could pick up with a magnet and some screws he couldn't pick up with the magnet because one of them was aluminum. Exactly. And so, so he got up a lot of the stuff because somebody suggested that in the comments and whatever. So you can go to the next one now. I think this is the last one. Yeah, this is funny. I saved you guys from one short in between these. He basically made a video where he was like, "Oh, I'll make this into a good, happy situation, whatever. Like, I'll make a bad day into a good day." And he's like, because of these nails in my driveway, I'm going to be doing a promo code for my beard care products and like other stuff. And like, hey, if you want a discount and you want some stuff, like, discount, here's the discount code and go nuts. Right. So he made a video like that. And then somebody had to comment. Low key, that was that's what I thought seemed like a way to market hair products.
Like a way to market his market his products, yeah.
Right.
Look, I'm cynical. So like, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah,
you think he did it? You think he put nails in his own driveway?
I think he could. Yeah, I think he could. Yeah.
Sure, he could, but I don't think he did.
We didn't see the entire. Okay, but we didn't see the entire stretch of this guy's driveway.
We saw a lot of it.
Okay, and I mean, here's the thing:
we need this man to dox his home address, or we don't believe him.
Exactly.
In my own driveway to help market my products. I guess I could have, but if I was going to go to all that bother, I'd have done something to tie it all together to actually drive sales. If I was going to do that, I would have driven over the nails in some old tires. That would have been more effective, but I'm fine. I didn't lose anything from this whole scenario. It would make more sense just to talk directly about the products. All my beard oils really help with dry skin under the beard that can lead to itchiness, and the beard butter.
All right, and then he goes off into a commercial.
So does he make his own question? I was kind of wondering, does he actually make these products himself?
I'm not sure. I didn't look that up. I assume that it's probably some sort of like a normal product thing for like an influencer. These companies will approach you and they'll say, hey, basically, they'll give you like a treatment, or they'll give you like a list of scents or something. And they'll just be like, hey, what scents do you like? What do you want to call the product? How do you want us to market it? And then you just give them all the information. They go for it. So I think that's what it is, but I could be wrong. I mean, he could make his own.
Well, I mean, a lot of these homesteaders, they make stuff themselves so they can sell it to make money.
Yeah.
It's possible.
You know what I think? I think you should actually give it a buy and give it a try on your beard, Max.
I think that's a good idea.
What?
I wouldn't have enough facial hair for this. I don't think that's gonna work.
This guy doesn't even look like he uses his own fucking beard oil. What are we talking about?
I was gonna
man,
say.
you know who else
you know
can
who
buy
definitely-
some things?
Yeah, you know who else definitely uses the beard oil is the members of the Goblin Crew. I beat you to it, Riv. I have loved the stars too fondly. Seth, Seth is a Goblin Crew now, which is kind of ironic. K-Huck, Echo Tragedy, Main S, Pigeon Salad. Thank you all to our Goblin Crew. For $9.99 a month, you can become a part of the Goblin Crew too and get your name shouted out at the end of every video and live stream. Or if you can't afford that, you can do $4.99 a month to be a mud pie and get early access to content before it comes out. Or if you can't afford that, you can do $1.99 a month. You can become a mudslinger today and get priority comments underneath videos and get in our members only chats when we do those. And those are kind of coming up. I know we keep on saying that, but eventually we'll figure something out. So thank you to all of our members. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's just kind of go around the table here real quick. Any closing thoughts about the Narrowway Homestead and this whole situation?
Be brutal.
Guys?
Go for it.
Yeah.
You should have shot her.
Oh my God. In Fortnite.
In Fortnite. With a big whatever Fortnite gun that you had to pay for. I don't know how Fortnite works, but I'm pretty sure you pay for skins, you can pay for weapons. Whatever the biggest, baddest 99,999 level weapon, he should have used it on her. Yeah.
All right.
And then adopted her dogs and retrained them to be good boys.
Based. Gigi?
I hope Saber comes back. And I think this whole situation was very strange because there was a lot of turns that were unexpected. But yeah, I hope Saber comes home.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Maggot, what did you think?
I don't care. I think I don't care. I hope the cat shows back up. Okay, that's it. I hope the cat shows back up and nothing happens, and everybody will be like, "Wow, we're really stupid," because they are.
Aww.
So yeah,
that's nice of you. Peepaw.
Sadly, I feel like the cat is probably dog chow, and
yeah, probably.
But I'm very impressed with how the guy handled the entire situation. Maybe he did get a little bit, dramatic as far as moving from a nip to a gaping wound that had to have multiple stitches, whatever it was. But other than that, I thought he was very level-headed. He did his best to try to not to.
And people want some moonshine.
No, I don't. Why would I need that? I got my own moonshine.
He's a dog person, people. A dog person.
All right.
I think, I will say this though. You guys lost my train of thought. It was a really funny thing I was going to say too.
Get on.
Damn.
Anyway.
Damn.
No,
he's a cool guy. I mean, like, honestly, I like his videos. And now that I've shown you guys this and we've been talking about it, now all of you are going to have him pumped in your algo. There's nothing you can do about it now. So you're going to get Lord Minion for days.
I'll block him.
He was already in my.
You know what?
It's impossible.
I'll block him.
I will say this. He has a very appealing appearance, right? And his voice is very captivating as well.
He was born to be a content creator.
Yeah, he's and so good on him. Awesome. Yeah. And I'm sorry that his kitty cat. So
yeah, I hope Saber comes back too. Like I said, I mean, like you said, it's unlikely. Yeah. But it is what it is. If we get any updates or whatever, I don't know. This guy has some stuff. He's got some other stuff that could potentially be episodes in the future, but this is the biggest thing that he has, and I'm glad it was twisty and turny enough, and hopefully everything gets sorted out. And I'm kind of with Jessica. I kind of hope that the woman gets shot out of a cannon in Fortnite.
Yeah.
So remember to keep your felines. What?
In real life, not in Fortnite.
Oh well. Cartoon in a cartoon universe and not the remember to keep your felines alive, and we'll see you on the homestead.
Bye.